What's up, guys? New week, new video. And typically I do, Cowboys, Jags video. It's been a minute since I've done just kind of my general thoughts. And I think this week is probably as good a week as any to just give you my general thoughts on what's going on in the NFL, considering, that both teams want to bye. And I've just been owing you guys this for a minute. So general thoughts on the NFL. Jags, we already covered, got their first win, got Seahawks coming in this week. Now, this is a Seahawks team without Russell Wilson. So this is a game that can be had. It just depends on how we're going to play it. We know they're going to want to run the ball, which I think a strength of ours is the run defense. So if we can control the run, I think this game can be had or at least kept close where we're in the ball game at the end of the game. But they do. Geno's got weapons. DK, Tyler Lockett. We do have Shaquille Griffin, so there should have some familiarity, and I think he actually would do well on DK Metcalf, who is not the greatest route runner, and I think Shaquille Griffin's kind of issues are more in line with I think Tyler Lockett would give him more of a problem than DK. Now, I don't know if we're going to have Tyson Campbell back this week, but definitely hope so. We're going to need all hands on deck if we're going to be able to control DK and Tyler Lockett, and especially off of play action. So I can't tell you I expect to win, but it is a winnable game for the Jaguars. And if they win game number 2, you never know what can happen. But we do have a tough schedule, so again, guys, just keep looking for growth, Jags fans. Cowboy fans, we got the Monday Nighter. So the Monday Nighter versus the Vikings. Now, any other time I would feel great about it. However, we do have to worry about the lingering issue of the calf with Dak. So there's that. And if we enter this game without Dak, I'm a little concerned because I don't have a lot of high hopes for Cooper Rush. We would lean more onto the run and then rely on our defense. But if the Vikings do nothing else, they have a pretty good offense. They have plenty of weapons with Dalvin Cook and Thielen and Jefferson. So that's something to be concerned about. I expect it to be a good game. I'm hyped to see it. Great to see it on Monday night. Hopefully Dak plays and we can put that one in the bank and be 6-1, which will put us in contention for the number 1 spot. Arizona is undefeated. They're playing Green Bay. Green Bay is suffering some injuries as well as not only are they suffering injuries, but they lost Devontae Adams due to COVID. They're losing Lazard due to COVID. And, I don't really expect Arizona to lose that game just due to those issues alone. And I didn't think they were going to be able to stop Kyler Murray and company defensively because they haven't been great this year. Speaking of bad defenses as well, what is going on with the Chiefs? The Chiefs have never been that great defensively. However, they dropped another game, got destroyed by the Titans this past week, and only scored 3 points. And it just goes to show you, Andy Reid, I love him. I think he's an offensive genius. However, I think he gets too drunk off of his genius and his hubris on the offensive end of the ball. They spent all that money on the offense. Patrick Mahomes signed that huge deal, which it hasn't taken effect yet, but it will. And Kelsey, Hill, those guys, they're all there. But they got all those new offensive linemen, but they ignored the defensive side of the ball. Now, they've tried to, supplement it with the draft, albeit later draft picks, but it's a problem. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. They play man-to-man like they got the corners to do so, and it's starting to rear its head, and they're becoming too predictable on offense. They're too predicated on the big play. There's no consistency in the running game to keep teams honest, to open up the big play. So, with that being said, Patrick Mahomes is pressing. He's turned into a turnover machine. A lot of the stuff that he's gotten away with, he's not getting away with now. And I think there's a legitimate book on how to beat the Chiefs. And that Super Bowl hangover looks like it's real. So I think the Chiefs are in trouble, especially because I think the Raiders are coming. I think people don't believe it yet, but I think the Raiders are coming. Now, they're not the greatest defensively, but Being a Jag fan, when I saw that they signed Yannick Ngakoue to pair with Max Crosby, maybe I'm one of the few, but I think Yannick Ngakoue is a legit pass rusher. I'm talking 10 to 15 sack potential pass rusher. And if you don't believe me, he's, I think, actually ahead of TJ Watt in strip fumbles. If not ahead, they're like in the same ballpark. And you're pairing that with another legit pass rusher, Max Crosby. So you pair that with that offense that they can put up points and their ability to run the ball, and so once they're ahead, you got to pass and you have to block those guys. The Raiders are a problem. They're built to contend with Kansas City. So with Kansas City looking weak and the Raiders looking up, anything can happen. The Broncos have been dealing with some injuries. If they get healthy or in time, they can pose a problem. We know the Chargers are going to be a problem. So the Chiefs, there's actually a chance they might not even make the playoffs. I'm not sure they win the division. The playoffs could actually be out of reach if they drop another few games, another couple games. It's gonna get real. I think the class of the AFC, and I was hard on him last year, is the Bills and Josh Allen. I love the way the Bills have built their team. Josh Allen looks like he's taking another step. My only issue with Josh Allen has always been, mentally, is he going to make the right plays? Sometimes he relies too much on the athleticism, and I wonder if that's going to be a problem. And the last couple of seasons, I've kind of felt that way. But I've watched a couple Bills games, and I think Josh Allen looks good. He's starting to take the leap that I think Pat Mahomes took when he started to blow up, and I think you're looking at a potential MVP candidate in Josh Allen. I don't see a lot of the boneheaded mistakes that I was worried about before, and he's just an athletic freak. He's everything I kind of hoped Cam Newton would have turned into, but never quite did. So Cam Newton can only dream of having the kind of cannon that this kid has. Josh Allen, I'm starting to think is the real deal. Let me see a few more games, but he doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes, and that's the scary part. That defense is for real. They're kind of built back to front, where they're strong in the secondary and they get weaker as you get towards the front seven. But they do have a rotation of defensive linemen. They do have a pair of pretty good linebackers in Milano and Edmonds. So as long as they stay healthy, I think this is the class of the AFC right here. I did like the Browns coming in, but Baker's issues, shoulder popping out of place, and chemistry still seems to be a problem. I thought hopefully that OBJ and he would have gotten it together by now, but it doesn't seem to be working out. So while defensively, I think they're pretty good, maybe a little overrated, but still pretty good. That tandem with Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett, I thought was going to be a problem, and Myles Garrett is a problem, but they don't have enough, I think, offensively, and they're probably, the road to the Super Bowl is probably going to go through Buffalo, and that's why I think Buffalo's the class with the way the Chiefs look. Now, the Titans, I don't really believe them. I kind of think, when you have a run game like that, you're going to be in any kind of game. And as long as Derrick Henry is dominant, you're going to be able to dictate things. My question is, are they giving him too much too early? Is he going to be able to keep doing this late in the season? And that's where, lies the problem. Because if you get late in the season and he can't remain this dominant, A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, like they're getting whatever they want, but it's all coming off of play action. It's all coming off of what Derrick Henry does. They're going to go as Derrick Henry goes. And if they get behind, it's also an issue. Their defense isn't built to withstand any shootouts. So just keep that in mind in the AFC. The NFC is a little different. It looks like it's going to go through the Rams, Arizona, and guess what? Our Dallas Cowboys. And I've already talked about our Dallas Cowboys. I think Arizona goes 8-0 this week. And who am I missing? And of course, Tampa Bay. It's going to be an exciting playoff. Those are just my early thoughts. I mean, Tampa Bay looks great. I didn't expect them to not look great. They were returning everybody. The only thing they could have held him back is that Tom Brady just looked his age, and he, just has too much talent on the roster. So those are my general thoughts. I think I honestly there's too many good teams at the top with Tampa Bay, Arizona, the Rams, and Dallas. Like we're all competing for the number one spot for me to say where the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through. But I'm definitely hoping is Dallas. We have the easiest schedule because we're in the easiest division, of course. And if we can lock up the number one seed, anything can happen, guys. So keep hope alive. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate your time. Hit the link. Check out the videos. Like and subscribe. All right. Peace.